Seated.
Good morning. On today, this most glorious feast, we are given an opportunity to contemplate the Holy of Holies, the living ark of God's covenant, the true burning bush, the first receiver of Christ's body, our Panagia, the most holy, Theotokos, Mother of God, and ever Virgin Mary. We have the opportunity to think of her righteous parents, Joachim and Anna, who lived childless for years. Through the Virgin, they were made aware of the providential love of God for all, mankind deeming them worthy to bring forth the most beautiful and supremely blessed person. How they then righteously fulfilled their promise, presenting her to the temple at the moment when she was weaned. They willingly offered God's gift to them back to God, echoing the divine liturgy, "Thine own of thine own, we offer this gift on behalf of all." Consider how she who is higher than the heavens above, holier and more glorious than the seraphim and cherubim, today goes upwards towards the altar of the temple and makes her residence there. She was able to enter and stay with a constant gaze up to him, a never-ending vigil of love. She, even as a young child, fulfilled, encompassed, and surpassed all the prophets. She was brought as a child to the temple like Samuel. She was fed by the angels like Moses and Elijah. She was willingly led towards the altar like Isaac, and she was singing praises like David. St. Gregory Palamas says, "All those things which, distributed to the noblest of every age, were sufficient to make them great, and everything which those angels and men who found favor with God were in part, she gathered together, she alone, having brought all these gifts to perfection and multiplied them inexpressibly." This feast presents us with the chance to witness how great and awesome her life was, she who was truly worthy to bear the person of the Trinity. In Scriptures, she is explicitly talked about only in the context of her Son and God. Her life, from her infancy to her bodily assumption after death, in some sense, is shrouded in mystery. The Church, in her wisdom, waits for those who have come into the fold and into the true light to have the hidden things revealed. So while those outside the Church devise human logic or blasphemous accounts to dismiss or explain her life, she is revealed to us fully through the traditions of our Church, in our icons, in our hymns, services, and writings. As Christ himself states, "Do not give what is holy to the dogs, nor cast your pearls before swine, lest they trample under their feet." So what exactly did the Virgin do during her time in the temple? St. Jerome's answer is sufficient for me. If anyone were to ask me how the Most High Virgin spent the time of her youth, I would answer that it is known to God himself and the Archangel Gabriel, her constant guardian. From her youth throughout her life, every example we are given of her shows us her physical and spiritual eyes never left Christ. She diligently watched, followed, and listened to him only. As we read from today's Gospel, Mary sat at the Lord's feet and listened to his teaching. But Martha was distracted with much serving, and she went to him and said, "Lord, do you not care that my sister has left me to serve you alone? Tell her to help me." But the Lord answered her, "Martha, Martha, you are anxious and troubled about many things. One thing is needful." This one thing is to maintain our focus upon Christ, even when the distractions of our life seem to overcome us. So the next time we feel anxious or overwhelmed, let us repeat the words of Christ, "Martha, Martha, one thing is needful." So let us go forth and follow the examples of St. Joachim and Anna, who patiently received their sufferings and who willingly and with joy offered their blessings back to God, and used the Theotokos as our constant example, since she alone truly shows the whole world what sort of devotion and love we should have for Christ, In the name of the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, Christ